Good morning everyone. Today's plan is to organise the kitchen, declutter, sort the cupboards out because there are lots of sort of things going on in these cupboards that I'm not happy with. They're a mess, and when we finished renovating I put everything where I thought was best, and over time it's slowly got disorganised. So that's the plan, that's what I want to do. And Alex is out at the minute and hopefully he's going to be bringing me back some jars, some big jars, because as much as I try and collect jars from food, they're usually about this big, and I really want some big ones, some more big ones like this for stuff like pasta, because otherwise it's kind of pointless because you can't actually fill it up. So we've got some bigger jars coming, but I think the main thing is just figuring out better solutions for where everything's going to go and labelling stuff. I'm not under the impression I'm going to be able to do it all today, but we'll try our hardest. This might be a part one, we can carry on, and I think I need to start by just tidying the kitchen because there's like mess everywhere, so we'll do that first. I'm starting with the dresser because I have an urge. These bamboo drawer dividers I highly recommend. I'm actually going to order some more so I can do the same thing in this drawer and it can become organisation for the electronics. So that's going to go over here. I'm going to order another one. This one has become a bit of a disaster because all of our receipts have just ended up piling up. So those receipts I'm going to put in a pile and take next door to the office because they need to go in there. But yeah, definitely going to get another. For now, I'm just going to throw everything in here. I'm going to put it in here and try and organise it. And then hopefully when these guys arrive, I can put it in different sections. Had lots of success with these drawers because I had this little wicker basket thing. It was actually not bad. Definitely recommend getting something like this for drawers like this in your kitchen, because obviously this is ridiculous, like all these pens. I think there's like 3 pens in here to begin with, but I'm obviously writing a lot more notes in the kitchen than I am in the office, so all this stuff was already in these positions. They're just stuff piled on top. So we've got pens, medicine, things like hand cream, lip gloss, hand sanitizer, that kind of thing. And I decided to leave these down here because I use them a lot when I'm filming. Money bits, and then like candles, chalk for our little chalkboard, and then spare coins. So this is looking good. And then here, like I said, I will be getting some organisers so that we can have like batteries and memory cards. And this is just going to be great because this usually would be, this was scattered about in the kitchen. So there's a place for everything. And then finally here we've got things like this for our refills for the lighters, measuring tape. I always get these with Freddie Flowers and I forget to use them, so I can pop them in there. Batteries, masks, and this will be for receipts. And I'm putting it forwards a bit so that it will remind me to empty it. And then I've got a few takeaway places locally to us. This is the first cupboard that needs sorting. It looks okay on camera, to be honest, but there's just like things that are loose that there's no real reason or rhyme or reason why they are where they are. So I wanna, no I did not. See, that's why it needs organising. I just spilt all these sesame seeds. So I'm gonna start here. I'm not gonna delve into the drawers just yet. Start here, I'm gonna take these bits out. I'm also gonna move the microwave out and stuff so I can clean behind there, because the coffee machine does get a bit wet sometimes when you take the drawer out and there's like a little spill. But I just would like to have a bit more, I don't know, organisation with where things are. I like where things are. At the minute we've got kind of spices up here, but for example, there's quinoa up there. That shouldn't go there. The top should be for stuff we don't use as often. I started thinking that it should be spice refills, so I think I'm going to keep it that way. We've got our kind of vegetables that need to be in the dark, so potatoes and onions, that kind of thing. And then, yeah, all my jars. Alex has just rung me. They don't actually have any big jars in Trago, but I did order some, so I won't be able to do that today, but I'll do my best with what we've got. So yeah, there's also lots of things like these chickpeas that Alex bought a long time ago that I've not used. I tend to just use the tinned chickpeas because the preparation of these doesn't end up happening. So I'm going to put these at the front as a reminder to use them. And I want to make some hummus, because when you cook hummus from scratch with the chickpeas and you cook them, it makes such a difference. Alex just rang, he has found bigger Kilner jars. Yay! Returned with the goods. We've got some Kilner jars. He got massive ones. I underestimated the size. He got exactly what I asked for, but I got it wrong. So we're gonna have to probably take those back because they don't fit in the cupboard. We also got these storage boxes because these drawers don't have any like organisers in them, and everything gets very messy. And I just find if you have separations in drawers, just makes your life a lot easier. So we can have like one for tins, one for coffee, that kind of thing. And it just should mean that these drawers aren't so chaotic. So yeah, whoops. And any we don't use, we can take back or use it in another drawer somewhere. But we've got quite a lot of them. We've made so much progress, just look at that. We're definitely gonna have to do something about this shelf. I'm thinking of getting a piece of wood attached to the back so there's like a proper support rather than these just like little hooks, because as you can see it's bowing quite a lot, but it's so much better because we just have everything now out. And I know lots of people don't understand decanting foods into jars. For me, I like it, number one, because it looks nice, and number two, because it reminds me of what I need to stock up on. When things end up in the drawers and in bags, I end up buying multiples of things, and it creates food waste in the long run. So here I can keep track of all the foods I eat regularly, like whole wheat pasta, tagliatelle, cashews, quinoa, and when they're empty I know to stock them up, and when they're full I know I don't need any, so it's going to really help. I'm thinking of potentially having a piece of paper here, or some kind of sign or something that I can like keep a tally of the food in the pantry, and I've seen people do this before, so I might do something like that. At the top we've now got spices on the right, and then we've got like baking stuff on the top. We do have a whole baking drawer, but there's loads of flour and sugar up there because those things get really messy in drawers, and that's another good reason to use jars, is to reduce mess. So things like sugar, when you have them in the original bags, it just goes everywhere. So we've got brown sugar, light, dark brown sugar and caster sugar, and then loads of flour, which is way better. So yeah, and these storage containers that Alex got have worked so perfectly in all of the drawers. And right now I can really see the foods that we're not eating, that we need to eat, and then not buy them again. That happens over time, especially because of my job. I buy something for a recipe that I use once and then I don't use it again, because it was for a specific purpose, like, I don't know, a themed video or something. This is my snack drawer, which makes me very happy. And then all of our baking stuff, which this is a good example. I've got like, I think chestnut flour, or there's some type of flour in there that I used for a recipe. Maybe chickpea flour? Yeah, pancakes, that's it. But I don't eat pancakes a lot. So we've got quite a lot of those flours. And we've got pizza flour. We're gonna have to use that this year because we've got our pizza oven. And we've got all the chocolates and all the sweeteners. So next is in here. This is an accumulation of lots of gifted foods, which is obviously wonderful, but it does end up piling up because I work with a brand and they send you a lot of things to review and to make sure you have options to shoot with. So I'm going to sort through this and maybe decant some of the things, because Alex did buy these really large jars and originally I thought I wouldn't use them, but now I think maybe they could be used for things like protein powders and stuff. So yeah, I'm just going to basically go shelf by shelf. And also there's some duplicates I have which I could give to, like, I've got loads of sriracha because we've got a sriracha advent calendar, and I could give that to some friends and family as like a gift, because there's enough sriracha to last us a lifetime, which is not a bad thing. But yeah, I feel better if I've gone through all of this, and in the long run I don't want this cupboard to be like this. I would rather use this for something else, because I don't need all this stuff all the time, if that makes sense. There's like lots of, like I said, lots of extra or additional duplicates of things because of working with brands and things like that. So it'd be quite nice to be able to use this for something else, maybe even for just camera equipment or something. But let's go through it. One thing we do buy in bulk is coconut milk, because I like to get organic coconut milk. Sometimes coconut milk comes from really dubious sources and they use monkeys, and so I feel safer buying from brands like Biona Organic. Not that I necessarily 100% know where this is from, but I just feel like the likelihood of this coming from a safe place, like this is the Organic Food Federation, country of origin, Sri Lanka. I just feel like there's more likelihood that there's going to be less harm to animals if I'm buying this, and that's the case for things like cashews as well. Cashews, there's lots of like manual labour issues with people who pick cashews. They end up with burns on their hands because they're not given the proper equipment to pick the cashews. I think the shell of the cashews. And so I like to buy organic because I feel like the likelihood of the harm to people is lowered if it's an organic farm and it's from a brand that I know and love. There's a company we always order from. What's it called? Yeah, buywholefoodsonline.co.uk. I get loads of stuff from them. Like this is their organic coconut milk again. So if that bothers you and you're vegan too, these are just like a little further step I take just because it's very difficult to avoid. Thought I would show you a little bit closer. So we've got things like tom yum paste, chutney, relish, tahini, and I think because these corner cupboards are really awkward sizes, I'm going to get some more of those containers, or Alex will next week, and I'll put a label on the front of them so we can have one for chutney, one for sriracha, one for chopped tomatoes, that kind of thing. So basically all you need to do is pull the bucket out and you've got what you want. So hopefully that should make it a bit easier. If you have any ideas, genius ideas on how to organise these corner cupboards, please let me know because that would be super helpful, because it's that weird shape where it's like flat here, corner, and then there's a bit around the corner there. And I feel like there's a lot of wasted space here. So if you've got any bright ideas. I've officially finished these cupboards, and I actually have figured out what I'm going to do up here. I'm going to get some Lazy Susans so that you can just have a big circle and then spin it and get what you need. And basically this can be like the condiments, and there's some like, I guess more like tins of stuff. We've got our breakfast zone, which again, it's like we've got so much space, which is nice. So I'm trying to think of ways to like use this space. This is protein powders and drinks, which is great because we can stock up on Oatly and milks and that sort of thing. I might actually use that space here somewhere to stock up a bit more because we go through so much. And then down here, this I'm hoping to eventually condense just down to one. There's lots of things in here that I want to put in jars. So we've got chia seeds, coconut sugar, cacao powder, that kind of thing. I would like that to be permanently just maybe on this shelf in jars. Or here, we've got a bit of an annoying, like this is so massive and this is really tiny. We could definitely lower this a little bit, but then we've got these here, so it's not the end of the world. But maybe I just should get some small ones like this tomorrow and then decant these, because again, they're not things you use huge amounts of. But yeah, that's probably the right thing to do. So I can put them all here so that we have like basically a breakfast bar. You can come here and just put whatever you want on top of your porridge or yogurt or whatever. But yeah, it's looking way neater now. This certainly isn't looking way neater. Some of this stuff I want to move over into this corner, so that's my next job. And then eventually when we've done that, that's all the cupboards done. Actually, no, I've got to do this cupboard. No. So I'm going to do this cupboard first because lots of this needs to go in there. And then we'll do this cupboard and then it's operation clean up. This is the tea cupboard and the mug cupboard and the glasses cupboard. As we've lived in this kitchen, I've realised that there are certain things that being over there is kind of annoying. So I've brought over like my maple syrup and my almond butter, so I don't have to be walking back and forth to grab everything for my porridge ingredients every morning. I've also got like a little porridge station with my ingredients for my porridge that's just there. Got all my supplements in here. I think the mugs need to find a new home. We have most of our mugs hanging up. I might put some more hooks in so we can have even more mugs hanging up. But it just means all my teas are quite squished, so I want to sort this out. I love the glasses being here, but I do think there ought to be like a shelf full of some of the supplements and drinks that are easily accessible, so I can shove these in smoothies. When it's more in view, you're more likely to use it, and that should be our stock cupboard of extra bits. I might even move some of those like seeds and bits that I want to use more regularly when I'm cooking or when I'm making my breakfast. Mainly it's breakfast. I guess my brain's not awake in the morning. I've no issue with it at dinner time. It seems to be breakfast is the theme. I would also like to get a couple jars. I'm gonna get some jars tomorrow. A couple for the ones I buy regularly. So rooibos, I'd like a jar for my rooibos, a jar for Earl Grey, and a jar for nighttime tea. And then the other ones that you don't use as often can just stay, you know, like chamomile, I drink that sometimes, that can just stay in the container. Pretty much all of my tea as well is pucker or clipper. They're my favourites. Mainly because their tea bags are compostable. I also keep all of my supplements here because it reminds me to take them in the mornings. Definitely recommend if you struggle to take your vitamins, put them in view. Ta-da, looks great. So we've got tea, supplements, sugar, medicine, and then reusable stuff and my velvetizer. I'm not sure if I've ever shown you this little cupboard here. I think when I did the kitchen makeover, I just forgot to show it to you. This has all of our spices. It was the best decision ever in this kitchen. And if you are renovating a kitchen, really consider having a space for spices and condiments that you cook with every day by your oven, because it's so amazing. I love having it here. In an ideal world, you'd have it in a cupboard above, so you could access it, you wouldn't have to get low. But this, for our setup, it worked so perfectly being right next to the argo and right next to the hob. Some of these spices are a bit disorganised, they don't have labels, so the main job is just to take things out, label it, and try and sort some things. So we've got like some loose sesame seeds. I want to put my maple syrup in here. Just zhuzh it a bit, and any duplicates we can put in the pantry. This cupboard is now done. Look how satisfying that is. Oh, this one's missing. As you can see, we've got all of our spices in these lovely jars. I'm gonna make an order for one more set of these jars. Oh, I need to label that one. And that means I can fill these. And there's a few spices that I wanna buy to fill here. Again, some people probably don't understand why I fill it up like this. It's because I do bulk buy spices in like bags like this or bigger bags, and it just means it's all neat, and it also sits in here nicely. We only bought these ones, I think, because of just practicality from doing recipe videos. We just rushed out and got them. But generally speaking, for the ones that we use loads, I buy them in bigger bags, and then they can live in the bigger containers up here or in bags in the cupboard. I just emptied out this spice tin because I hadn't sorted it since we moved. And in here we've got cumin seeds, turmeric, chili, paprika, coriander, cumin, and I'm not sure what that is. I think it's, I actually don't know, maybe it's curry powder, but that was already in here. I actually think it might just be a mix of all of them because this got completely messy, and I think that it's all just ended up in one, but that's not bad. I love cooking with this, so I'm really happy to give it back. Yeah, everything's really neat, but I will link these below from where I got them. I got them years ago, and I absolutely love them because they're slightly bigger than like normal spice tins, and I'm just gonna get a few more so that bit can be a bit neater. And we've got all of my condiments, and I managed to fit my maple syrup, peanut butter, Marmite, so some more breakfasty things because some of these had run out. So my job now is to tidy everything, and also I'm gonna do this cupboard. It requires just tidying. I'm gonna open it and see. I can't not do it because I've done everything else, so I'm just gonna open it up and see what I can do in there. Good afternoon. Please ignore the greasy hair. I've put oil on my hair overnight and it's still in this bun because, hello? Because I'm going to go to the gym and I'm gonna wash my hair, so that's why it's like this. I know that yesterday I finished off doing all the organising, but I didn't show you the end result, and that's the funnest part. I mean, I think I showed you as I was going, but I was just so busy doing it all. It was a lot of work. I don't think I stopped until like 7 p.m. and I started at like 10 in the morning, but it's so satisfying. And coming into this kitchen today, oh my goodness, the difference. Something that I did this morning that is very satisfying, ignore all the drying up. Reality is I always see people's kitchens where they don't have a drying up rack, and I'm just like, where's all your drying up? It always looks like this. I ain't got time to dry things up. They sit there until they're dry, then I put them away. Something that I did is I swapped over all of our washing up and hand cream and hand soap because they weren't matching, and these got sent to me recently from a brand called Coochie. They're actually a Cornish brand and their stuff is so lovely, and I'm using the other ones that were here in the bathroom. So basically just a little switch around, and these look so lovely. Look at the gold, it like matches the tap, and I've used my label maker, which I'm obsessed with. I'll actually leave a link to that below. So we've got washing up liquid, hand soap, hand cream. Might actually swap those round. There we are. And then we've got multi-purpose spray and worktop spray. So that looks really nice. Our tea cupboard is looking absolutely glorious. It doesn't look super neat at the bottom, but there's method to the madness. That's just stuff we use when we're going out. So like smoothie jars and Huel jars and that kind of thing, protein powders. And then we've got my supplements, which was so much easier to figure out this morning. Didn't have to dig in the cupboard for them. And all my lovely tea. And then these cupboards were the biggest transformation for sure. I kind of showed you, but I want to show you a proper overview. So here we have it. This, ignore this. I've just put that there because I need to swap it for a smaller jar so it can fit on this shelf. Same goes for these poppy seeds. They're just there until I get some more of these, which hopefully should be this weekend. We're definitely going to be reinforcing that shelf, but it just really looks so nice. Very, very lovely. And then up here, it looks much neater. All of our drawers are looking gorgeous and organised. And earlier I went in here to get some bits and I was just like, oh, I know where everything is. The satisfaction it gives. I even got some seaweed from here earlier, and it's just wonderful. In here it's looking great. There is some more stuff in here than you saw yesterday. These are something that Alex's friend gave him the other day, so they won't be there for a very long time, hopefully. And then we've got our jars, and then I did find this from Christmas that was hidden away, so that's going to be a nice treat at some point. And then these as well, these were some Christmas snacks that I found in the other cupboard, so I'm actually probably just going to leave them there either for next year or Alex will eat them, I don't know. And I'm definitely going to order a Lazy Susan like I said. And then in here it's much better. You didn't really see it before down here, but it looks all neat and tidy. So we've got all of our dog and cat treats. We've got all of our like different devices that we use. There's some wine storage in here. It's a bit haphazard because we've got lots of wine left over from Christmas. And then we've got napkins and cleaning products. And down there is like incense and candles. But there's still quite a lot of space in these cupboards, which I really appreciate. As time goes on, then there's going to be space for things. And up here, again, there's so much space, it's just more equipment. Up here we've got our Tefal, and Alex has got his beer making kit, so there's just loads of room for all the equipment that we use, which is lovely. And then you saw these drawers. These things I just need to take upstairs. So this is our little basket for bits that I'm going to take upstairs that live down here sometimes and end up down here. And then I need to just take this upstairs. So that's what I'm going to do right now. And then, yeah, this is soap that's going to go in another room. And the kitchen just feels a lot more organised and lovely. You know, my workstation. One job I didn't manage to do that I will do is this drawer. It's gone to crap because it's overflowing, so I'm going to do that this weekend, but I won't vlog that. That's just one thing I need to do. I hope you enjoyed today's video and it's inspired you to declutter and organise. I'm going to do this in other rooms of the house, because I was tidying this morning and realising how much of our house has got disorganised, I think, during renovations, and I really need to do some decluttering. Ever since I did the wardrobe, I have a huge urge. Next on the agenda is the office. We also need to do the linen cupboard and the drawers upstairs, and we need to do Alex's wardrobe. So I think I'll do that in an upcoming video. Make sure to subscribe, give this video a thumbs up if you want to see it. And thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next one. I'll leave anything I mentioned that you will ask a question about linked below, and if I've forgotten, remind me. Bye everyone.